Guys, great news. We survived the meteor attack.
Thus far.
And time for a trailer review. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Andrew.
And today we're reviewing Oblivion.
Trailer 2.
On the Instant Trailer Review Show, brought to you by Movie Clips Trailers.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's jump right into this bad boy. Directed by Joseph Kosinski of Tron Legacy.
Yes.
And man, is it ever slick.
It's very slick.
There's Tom Cruise, Olga Kurylenko. This is the first time, in the last trailer, we saw flashbacks like this, but we didn't see them seeing each other on the street.
Yeah.
As such. It's kind of Solaris-y.
There's a lot of
Soderbergh Solaris-y.
Get it out of the way right now. A lot of this trailer plays with memory, reality, dreams, what is real, what isn't real.
They even played off like a potential implanted memory kind of.
Yeah, and tonally, this is way different than the first trailer. Which
and
is rad.
this shot already with I don't know the actress's name.
I forgot.
But
look it up while Jimmy's.
All right, I'll look it up.
She seems almost robotic in her kind of response.
Her whole thing in the first trailer was supposed to be like, hey, look, they're kind of buddies and they clean up Earth. But in this one, she's a little some dark undertones.
Yeah, they basically manage a bunch of the Wallies.
I mean, they're gonna get to it, but in case you didn't know already, this is set on Earth. There's been some war with some invaders of sorts, and now
things aren't going so well for Earth.
Earth is basically destroyed, even though humans won the war.
I think that's the most interesting thing about this movie so far. There's a lot of ambiguity, but the biggest ambiguity for me is
he seems very dissatisfied.
They went to war with. It could have been aliens. It could have been like robots that they created, like a Terminator kind of thing.
Post-apocalyptically,
or themselves.
People aren't usually very satisfied with their lives.
Now,
there's a giant iPad.
We hear a voiceover here from a very happy-go-lucky
kind of Southern Belle kind of thing
advisor.
Yeah. Well, it's
who we soon see.
It's Melissa Leo.
Yeah, it's played by Melissa Leo, right there, of the Fighter fame.
Yeah. And you know she's going to be bad because people with Southern accents in movies are bad.
You mean her character is going to be bad? You know Melissa Leo is going to be good.
You think so?
She's good at being bad.
She's good at. Oh yeah, she's good.
Oh
yeah, I didn't mean bad like an actor. Bad.
Well, it's what it sounded like, Andrew.
No.
It's what it sounded like. I'm sorry, Miss Leo.
Take it back.
So she's
a wonderful actress.
commander.
She's wonderful. Yeah.
Commander in chief. They speak about having an effective team, which is
They just keep saying I have an effective team.
So
now this is some of the.
This is just like landscape porn for me. This is just
dilapidated
like,
Earth.
These shots are just so amazing.
Whoa, it's like 2012.
I mean, we got the Pentagon.
Pentagon confirming that we are indeed on Earth.
You know, and I love this shot of what's presumably the Brooklyn Bridge.
Actually, I think that's the Golden Gate.
I think it's Golden Gate.
Oh no,
it looks more like Golden Gate, but
it's not the Brooklyn Bridge. I think it's the Manhattan Bridge.
Manhattan Bridge. It's because every one of the shots. The reason why I say Brooklyn Bridge, it's all East Coast.
Yeah. I believe that's the Manhattan Bridge or the 59th Street Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge is made out of stone.
Yeah, because you see, you guys with some.
How's he gonna get from? You don't get from LA to DC or San Francisco.
Andrea Riseborough.
Andrea Riseborough.
There you go. That's a mouthful.
And he's wearing a Yankees hat, so obviously. So this is the first time like we've seen like really intricately these little drone things.
Now, by the way, the look of the technology in this film.
It looks like it's from a Valve game. It looks like it's Portal.
It looks like it's
between
Valve
this and Pacific Rim. Hollywood really likes Gabe Newell and Valve.
Well, we found out that J.J. Abrams loves him.
Yeah,
Wall-E. And I would again throw back to his Nike commercials.
Joseph Kosinski is obviously a huge Apple fan.
his
and probably a Valve.
His industrial design is
now that's the most interesting shot so far.
I'm gonna go back.
Is that what they're fighting?
We don't know.
Yeah,
we saw a little bit of that creature in the first trailer.
In the first trailers, yeah. And it made like an organic kind of noise.
Even
like
less of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's the most fascinating thing to me about this movie so far is what the war was.
This is amazing. We didn't see this shot. We saw this reaction shot from the first one, but we didn't know what they were reacting to. Yeah. And this is like very striking.
It's very obvious because you can actually
you can see the reflection in
the reflection, right?
But if you don't know that you're looking for it,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't. You know what? I'm not going to hold it against us that we didn't notice the first time. But this is a striking image.
Yeah. This movie's also very topical. It's all about drones.
Yeah, and I mean
with the new Congress passing.
Yeah. This is the near future.
This is also more of this sequence that
this is where things get really complicated, though, as far as trying to decipher the direction that the film is going to take.
Also, just from a visual standpoint, if we could just go back a little bit. Now, like, shots like this more organic kind of telephoto shots in this trailer are more abound than in the first trailer. Was very much that Joseph Kosinski like slick kind of centered look, and in this we're getting kind of more textural, I guess, and like Tony kind of shots, if that makes sense. Anyone?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Jimmy's just nodding.
That's good.
No, I'm trying to piece together. There's got to be something with memory. I think there's something with implanted memory, or
well, I think that's interesting.
Erased memory.
So obviously here too,
either
this
that
is the top,
or maybe those pods are like some kind of cryogenic sleep hypersleep chambers, and both of them are actually from the
just to drive this
war world.
IMDb.
And here's the thing, interesting, the IMDb synopsis says the movie is about a court martial that sends a veteran soldier to a distant planet where he has to destroy the remains of an alien race. The arrival of an unexpected traveler, Morgan Freeman, I imagine, causes him to question what he knows about his planet, his mission, and himself. So they're already, that's kind of a confusing, you think they'd say Earth. You wouldn't think they'd just say, a court martial since a veteran they mentioned distant planet. So they're talking about Earth like it's a distant planet.
I just want to point out, I
don't get any of that from the trailer. So it's weird marketing going on. There's
definitely there is a twist in this film that they are doing a very good job at concealing and making you guess.
Yeah, but if I saw this trailer and then I read the synopsis later, it almost doesn't seem like the same movie. I mean, like, it matches.
I like that.
But this is all about, like, Earth. And the synopsis was, like, a distant
planet. You want to go back there? I just wanted to say, this is right up here.
Star Wars moment.
No. This is the top of the Empire State Building. So we know that kind of beforehand their life takes place in New York. So there's that sound.
I like the sound better in the first trailer,
Tusken Raider
where he
sound.
does the more Tusken Raider.
Yeah. So there's obviously Morgan Freeman. People are very excited.
But I feel you see in the background now. You see the bokeh, the orange light. I feel like that's almost like what those creatures are. Maybe they're just guys in suits.
Oh, maybe.
It's very possible. I feel like it could be like dudes in like kind of jungles or like or biomechanical.
It's like a tactile.
Yeah.
There are people in this office who have read the script, and we're trying very hard not to get information.
If you go back a little bit, you see like up in the front, there's these visor.
There's a lot of kind of outfits and stuff. That guy's hooded. There's a lot of kind of camouflage.
Possibility that guy getting butted was, a ruse.
Also, Tom Cruise in a white track jacket would help to separate him.
This was a kind of funny line reading to me. We are not affected. She's so disappointed.
See, this shot was in the first trailer as well, and that kind of I really dig when he breaks out of that visual style and goes more like shots like that.
Yeah,
I think they're really effective. This is a perfect example of that visual style. Like, this is perfectly centered, perfectly symmetrical, just like Joseph Kosinski.
There's the Brooklyn Bridge. There's your shot of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Is that?
Yes, that is indeed.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, that 166. 166 seems to be the drone that kind of turns on them because he's going to repair that.
Yeah.
And then when the meteorite
there's a few
comes down,
instances of
166 seems to be.
If he's the main antagonist, I'll be very disappointed. There's the Melissa Leo speaking again.
Who are you?
There's Tom Cruise, just Tom Cruising it up.
For being in the worst Bond film with Daniel Craig, Olga's really had a good career after.
This tech right here is really interesting as well. We haven't seen
like some kind of fuel cell.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. If this was a video game, that would give you health.
This feels like a video game movie to me, or at least
if this feels
inspired.
Like there's a real quick shot at the top of the Statue of Liberty too,
which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's obvious also this is taking place not 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, but like almost like centuries after.
Yeah.
So
the fall.
What do you guys think?
At least centuries. Because New York has canyons and is covered in ice.
Yeah. Things happen.
Maybe like 10,000 years.
The Manhattan Bridge was literally filled, up to the top with dirt and stuff.
Either that or it is like this alternate dimension planet.
See, to me, a lot of the I'm really intrigued about this movie, but at the same time, a lot of my ambivalence just with the trailers has kind of been the Lost effect. Lost, like post season 4, where I was completely with Lost up until like season 5, where they started flashing forward. Because I always thought like, oh, as long as the characters know just as much as I do, then I'm completely okay with whatever mysteries they throw at. But once characters started knowing more with flash forwards, I was just annoyed. This, I'm like, there's this big mystery, but I don't know the basic premise of what happened. Like, there was a war. I mean, it's only a trailer, and I get that. If it's like that with the movie, I'll be annoyed. I expect the movie to answer, like, what exactly
I hope the movie answers all the questions I have about the movie.
I'm just saying, like, I really don't know what that
There are
war
some
was
big,
about.
major questions, huge questions, though, because...
Like,
this is
who
like,
is
this
she?
is like thousands and this has got to be thousands of years at least in the past, or an alternate planet, or there's like some memory of Earth that he's like seeing the world through this alternate reality, and we're seeing it through his eyes.
And it's really happening in a
so
like
there's
Planet
like
of the
some like
Apes
veil
kind of
that's going to be lifted from his eyes, like the Matrix, and he sees the world through new eyes for the first time. I don't know. There's something going on.
I think it's all happening in a snow globe.
it's very possible.
A really shiny, perfectly centered snow globe.
I think it'll be Marvel's like Men in Black, you know.
But no, I'm
Orion's
very excited to see this film.
I'm really excited.
It looks
as well.
great.
I
It
really
looks
like Tron
really-
Legacy, and I mean, say what you will about the man. Tom
I thought-
Cruise has been known to make a movie or two.
Oh, totally. Tron Legacy, I thought had a great style. I thought all of the weaknesses were in the script.
Yeah, me
as
too.
long as the guy has a really good script and really good stars,
and
like
Garrett Hedlund.
yeah.
Well, it's not about that. Anyway, Ryan liked Tron Legacy, and I think Ryan's gonna like Oblivion.
You also
like
like the
Tron
trailer
Legacy.
for Live Free or Die Hard, or A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah, but like not in the same way.
Okay,
Come on, there's levels of liking.
there is levels of like.
I like Serial, but not as much as, you know,
Thanks.
Jimmy.
I like Serial. More
I haven't
than
had
Jimmy.
cereal in years. That's truth.
Anyway,
Serial's amazing.
I know, it's really sad.
comment below. What do you think of Oblivion trailer 2? Do you think he's an alien? Do you think he's on Earth? What's going on? Do you miss Jacob as much as we do?
Are they gonna pull like a source code out of their ass and he's actually like this?
Well,
Dude, you might have
watch
just
source
spoiled-
code.
Yeah,
Anyway, now you know that there is a spoiler in source code, but you don't know
There's
what
a
it is.
big one.
that in itself is a spoiler.
Anyway,
Thanks.
comment below. We'll be commenting back. Until next time,
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Ryan. Jacob, please call us back.